What the fuck is this? Hello everyone, I'm Star and welcome back, after a very long 3-year hiatus, to the Silver Screen Newsroom! Let's get right to it. Some of you may have heard that Disney is coming out with a live-action reboot of Pete's Dragon. After nothing but teaser pictures, Entertainment Weekly showed us Elliot's debut in all his furry glory. Okay, what the hell is going on? Why is there a dog with wings here? Where is my dragon? The creative designers were inspired by seeing a video of a panda rolling around in a cave and wanted to create a look that felt kids could imagine seeing out in a forest. Look, I get it, but come on! Yes, everyone has their own views of what dragons look like. It's what gives us such a wonderful array of designs, but why does he have to be furry? What was wrong with a more classical look? I'm not a big fan of this design at all, if you couldn't tell. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what the viewers think when Pete's Dragon hits theaters August 12th. I am a Pokemon fan. I have been playing video games since their debut. I've seen several of the animated films and saw a bit of the series. So you can imagine my surprise when I heard there is not only talk of a live-action Pokemon movie, but there is a bidding war for the rights to publish it. Some, being Warner's and Sony, have an interest in it, so has Legendary Entertainment, which is a small problem, since they have been bought by Chinese mega corporation Dalian Wanda this January. The problem is, via a quote in the Screen Rant article, there have been long simmering political tensions between Beijing and Tokyo, which most recently peaked with Japan's criticism of China's territorial ambitions in the South China Sea. Those pressures have also led to a cultural strain between the two countries, in which China effectively banned Japanese films for 3 years, which was only recently broken. So there may be some political issues with this, but other than that, maybe Legendary could pull it off if they won. They have films like Pacific Rim, Godzilla, and the upcoming King Kong under their belts. Could they pull off a live-action movie of the Pokemon we all know and love? And what kind of designs will come for the live-action movie? Will they make the Pokemon look more real, like some amazing artists have designed already? Like these designs by Arvilis on DeviantArt. No release date has been announced yet, but Silver Screen Newsroom will do our best to keep an eye out and update you guys. Meanwhile, enjoy the newest Pokemon games coming your way this October with Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Also, you can check out Arvilis's DeviantArt gallery of his amazing Pokemon designs in the link below. It's no surprise that I am an anime fan, Sailor Moon being my biggest love, but of course I have seen other anime series and films, one of them being the cult classic and beloved Ghost in the Shell. A live-action film is coming. Excited? Want to know who's casted as the Major, aka Motoko Kusanagi? Who's the first person that comes to your mind? How about Scarlett Johansson? Hollywood is being yelled at again for whitewashing ethnic characters, which already has people up in arms, but now, possibly making matters worse, is it's being said that Paramount Pictures and DreamWorks, who are producing the film, have been conducting digital effects tests to make white actors appear Asian in post-production for the film. I'm not sure how to reply to this. I know whitewashing hasn't been anything new. It's happened with several films in recent years, especially with M. Night's Avatar film. Seemed like everyone was up in arms about the casting. They should have been more concerned about the story. Hollywood does have an issue with this, I will admit, and the only thing I can ever think of as to why the studios do this is because they want the bigger, more recognizable stars because they feel they bring in more people and will in turn make more money. Does that make it right? Absolutely not. Nor is it fair to the Asian actor community, who has some wonderful actors and actresses, like Ming-Na Wen, who voiced Mulan and is in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series. Or the entire cast of the Joy Luck Club, which is totally a beautiful film and you should go watch it. Ming even tweeted how she feels about the news. Nothing against Scarlett Johansson, in fact I'm a big fan, but everything against this whitewashing of Asian role. So it's a sad situation on the political side of things. Please feel free to check out the Screen Rant's full report of this situation in the description below. In the meantime, I guess it's a waiting game on what the final decision will be in post-production and how well the movie does once it hits theaters, March 31st, 2017. Breaking news! Holy shit, we've never done this before. Shiam Yoshiba, director of the International Business Division at Kodansha's headquarters in Tokyo, Kodansha being one of Japan's largest publishers, and reprinted the Ghost in the Shell manga, after production successfully was pitched about the Ghost in the Shell film, had this to say about Scarlett Johansson's casting. Told to The Hollywood Reporter, "Looking at her career so far, I think Scarlett Johansson is well cast. She has the cyberpunk feel, and we never imagined it would be a Japanese actress in the first place. This is a chance for a Japanese property to be seen around the world." Also, according to The Hollywood Reporter, this was said after Yoshiba came back from the movie's New Zealand set and said he was impressed by the respect being shown for the source material. Wow. I have to say I'm kind of surprised, but yet not surprised at the same time, since it seems I may be right with my theory on why some casting decisions are made that don't always match a character's ethnicity. And in case you are wondering what the Japanese are thinking, via an article on Kotaku.com, in Japan, however, many people online don't seem too upset or even surprised about the casting. Some said they didn't care because they had no plans to see the film anyway. So there you have it, some breaking news on a very popular issue. Due to copyright issues, I sadly can no longer show our coming attraction segment for now. But I can tell you about some movies I've seen. Deadpool! It was awesome and funny, and oh my god, this needs to be seen by everyone. Sploosh. Star Wars Episode 8. This was entertaining and nostalgic at the same time, though some people feel it's basically a rehash of Episode 4, New Hope. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. I don't think I can say what I really want to say about this. I will just say that I personally found it disappointing. Now, on to trivia. Time Warrior 90 asked 3 years ago for some trivia on the live-action Grinch film starring Jim Carrey in 2000, and there is a doozy in there. Let's start with that. We all know Jim Carrey's suit was made of dyed green yak hair to make our beloved Grinch, but did you know the prosthetic makeup Jim Carrey wore took about 8 hours to apply? Carrey felt so horribly confined and uncomfortable in the latex skin, he needed counseling from a CIA agent who taught him torture resistance techniques. Dear God. No movie has featured so many characters in heavy makeup since The Wizard of Oz in 1939. One morning, director Ron Howard came in at 3:30 to put on the Grinch suit with full makeup and directed the entire day with the suit on. Jim Carrey said that when he first saw Ron Howard in full Grinch outfit, he was angered, mistaking the director for a stunt double who looked nothing like him. That's pretty funny. The Whoville set was built mostly on the backlot of Universal Studios behind the still-standing Bates Motel. During a break in filming, Jim Carrey surprised and scared tourists on the Universal backlot tour by running out of the hotel, wearing a dress and brandishing a knife. Nobody recognized him, and the tour guide at Universal Studios will tell you the story when you pass by the hotel on the backlot tour. The original Grinch was not green. Like everything else in the book, he was black and white with some red and pink splotches. But Ron Howard wanted the film also to be an adaptation of the Chuck Jones cartoon. Eddie Murphy and Jack Nicholson were considered to play the Grinch. I wonder how that would have turned out. Plus so much more, but those were some of the ones I found more interesting. Now on to Q&A. Time Warrior 90 asked how many Christmas Carols adaptations are there and which is the more preferred version. As of the time of this video, film-wise, there have been 20 films made. The first being Scrooge, also called Marley's Ghost, in 1901, which was a short British film that is the earliest surviving screen adaptation. The list also includes Mickey's Christmas Carol, The Muppet Christmas Carol, and the latest being A Christmas Carol, in 2009, using performance capture starring Jim Carrey. As far as which the preferred version, it's hard to really say. Everyone has their own personal favorite. And while I have, of course, enjoyed The Muppet Christmas Carol, the one I watch every year and have for many years is the 1970 musical film Scrooge starring Albert Finney. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done. That's it for this episode of Silver Screen Newsroom. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll be seeing us more often. Please feel free to leave comments asking questions and telling me what other films you'd like to hear more trivia about. Have a good one. Oh, hey Dave. What do you mean the camera broke midway?